And I do believe we're live, so I'm just making my way to the desk. Those of you which are on the live version, if you can let me know if the audio's alright, that would be fantastic. I've got the iPad with me, so I can see any of your comments as they come in. So good afternoon from the Good afternoon to you from the United Kingdom of windiness. It's beautifully sunny out there today, but awfully windy at the same time. So I hope it's better flying weather for you wherever it is you are based in the world. So with that, a very good afternoon to Thumbs FPV, BMX, Steve, Jamie, who's doing his own unboxing here at the moment as well, Northern Greg, who else we got on, Kevin, and Loud and Clear. Fantastic. So let me just take a quick slip of the coffee. No, brilliant. Give you a quick heads up. I have been up since 1 o'clock this morning, and it is now 16:16 in the afternoon. So it's been a busy old day, and I'm here looking for the knife. Now, to be frankly honest, I wasn't expecting this to turn up until next week, because I only ordered it yesterday. And I'll give you like an instant heads up, this is a very safe one compared to the adult orientated unboxing which we did a day or two ago. This one's much saner, shall we say. Howdy Paul, howdy Joe, Daniel, howdy as well, and Kevin as well. So brilliant. Right, so like I said, this one turned up in the post literally this afternoon. So it came in via courier. And I'm going to be really curious on this one. Now, I'll give you an early heads up. I've just had the car pull up. So if we get ram-raided by some kids in a minute, I do apologise. Unfortunately, they're mine. So anyway, with that said, let's get straight into the unboxing. And howdy Riff and howdy Mark as well. So Mark, welcome aboard. And Turbo Tyler is in the house too. So let's get in here. Now, I haven't been in here myself. Now, like I said, this one is going to be a safe one compared to the last time. And I saw this one being posted in the Facebook group, actually. It's from a UK-based company, and we'll get to it in a moment. Now, I haven't updated the description with the links to it yet, so if you are interested in one, then just get on the old intervals and find it. They are very easy to find, so... Oh, brilliant. Nicely... there's an invoice in here. Let's get that out of the way. As you can see, I haven't been in here myself, so let's have a quick look. No, it's not DD, it's not Project DD, or as someone worked out, it should be Project VD. For whatever reasons, this isn't related to that at all. So this is a FlyingWing, and Joe says, I let you think that it's his. Cool beans, right. Let's get it unboxed. Now, what is it? It's a FlyingWing, and to be frankly honest, I am struggling a little bit in here for plain storage space, and the reason why what's taken up most of the room in here is the bigger models, the ones with the funny tails on, whereas FlyingWings, even though the missus said no more planes, it was a bit late because I've already ordered one of those. That was yesterday, and unfortunately it turned up today, so oops a daisy. But on a very serious point, FlyingWings, they've got so many benefits to them. Number one, they're bloody good fun. But number two, storing them, just stick them in on a rack. Dead simple to store here within the orifice. So happy days, happy days. So Steve, it is from flyingwings.co.uk. It is their new model, it's an F3. Now, I do have some basic details here, and I do also want to stress that I did buy this one out of my own cash. So we will find out together what it's like in the imminent future. So this is the unboxing of it, and we'll find out what it's like I said, once we get it built up, and we'll go out and get it flying. And I'm just having a quick look. So Thumbs FPV, if you look up a website called flyingwings.co.uk, it's in then, if you scroll down, it's on the left hand side underneath new, and it's an F3 Shadow. So a quick rundown on the specs. It's got a 37-inch wingspan, 940 millimeters in metric. Now they are suggesting a 2836 2200 kV, which is the NTM, and yeah, that POS which I had on the back of the Reflex 38, which is up there, was just utter crap. There's no other words for it. So I won't be using one of those. Instead, I do happen to be in possession of a Cobra 2814 1700 kV motor, which I do believe runs fantastically well for about 1.7 kilograms of thrust on 4S with a 7x4 prop. So that's the little powerhouse which we'll be putting on the back of this one. So yeah, I hope that helps. And Magic Pods, howdy fella, as well, and RCA Aviation. Again, I'm just trying to keep half an eye on the chat, and also howdy Chris too. So anyway, let's get this thing unboxed and see what we get. Now, let's take a quick slurp. Now, winglets, same as normal. They've got these funny little holes in. Now, I don't know how well you're going to see that on the camera. They are of quite an odd design, and there are two funny little holes in there, which have, looks like it's been laser cut out. So that's really curious. I don't know how that's going to join to the wing. It probably comes with instructions. We'll find out in a few moments' time. Now, you will notice a collection of other models here on the workbench. If you're in the Facebook group, by the way, shameless plug for the Facebook group. There's a link to that in the video description for you. There's literally 700 other cool pilots like me and you in there. And I put a photo in there this morning. The Micro Skymunter number 4 has been turned up. This is to replace my original one, which just spotted the instruction manual for something else over there. Let's move that out of the way. Yeah, that's my replacement for my original one, which I killed, completely killed, broke the booms. It was in a right poop state. So we've got that one on the go. Don't know if any of you remember the F22, which turned up here a while ago. That one's in the process of being laminated. Made really good headway in that one today. And also, if I can rest that one there, that one's also in progress as well. That was the $40 wing off Banggood. So pretty cool paint job, to be honest. It's come out really well, but no idea what it flies like yet because I haven't had a chance to go out flying. And it's a bit zoomy to be flying out the front. Oh, by the way, that one there, I did have intentions of running it on 2S, and I came to the conclusion that was utter rubbish. So we will be running that one on 3S. Apologies for setting my expectations so low. I stuck a 2S and it just doesn't have the grunt in it. So I will be running it on 3S. So we'll run either an 850 milliampere battery in it or a 1.3 3S battery pack in it. And then just cane the nuts off it, to be brutally honest. Right, Thumbs FPVs actually just put a nice point in there. Apparently there's 724 nutters like me and you in the Facebook group now. Welcome aboard if you're new there, in short. Anyway, coming back onto topic. The F3, need to get this right, Shadow wing. We'll get to the wing cord in a moment. Let's have a look, see what else we got in here. One thing which I do like about FlyingWings.co.uk, they always include decent instructions. And then, yeah, just look at that. I don't know how well that's going to come out on the camera. I'm just having a look on the other screen. But the instructions are absolutely fantastic. Obviously, it's been written in English, and the origin language was English as well. And I will take a few moments to have a look at those of that in a minute. After this live unboxing. We have, ooh, nice sticker. I like stickers. We've got some, looks like they've got a laser cutting machine because that's been laser cut, and that's some balsa elevons of a pretty cool design. I recognise that layout is very, very similar to the Reflex 38. It comes in about 1 inch, and then you go about 1/3 of the cord across, 1/3 of the elevon across, and then go across. So that looks very, very familiar to me from the Reflex 38 wing, which by the way is a fantastic wing now that we've been to change the motor on the back of it. We have, what's that? Let me open this up. So I'm really curious. This must be the sensor section. And I'm just keeping half an eye on chat. Yeah, Thumbs FPV, definitely going for 3S on that one. Now this stuff is, I don't even know what it is. It's a plastic of some form. It's not, I don't know what, I genuinely don't think you're going to be able to make that out on the camera, which I'm looking on the other side, and you probably can. It's quite a strange material. I've not come across that before. It's a bendable plastic which has been laser cut out. Looks like we've got a spar running down the back and some form of spar mechanism to go in the front. Again, this is the unboxing. I haven't even read the instructions myself. So we've got that. Looks like a little box unit to go in the front, and some little tiny little winglets as well. We'll stick those to one side. What else we got in the box? Been kindly taped in. Oh, servo position. That's always handy. And again, remember, you can just turn it over and do the opposite side for the other wing as well, I believe. What else we get? Ooh, more stickers. Again, I do like stickers. I'm a big fan of stickers. Jazzy says, hi Matt, at work. Good lad, nice to see that you're working hard or hardly working. My excuse is that I've been working since 1 o'clock this morning, so I'm taking a bit of a break. What else we got on here? We got some, looks like carbon, probably is carbon. Yeah, that's carbon. And again, you can test, so if you're unsure whether you've got glass fibre or carbon fibre, if you put a multimeter across it on the ohm setting to measure resistance, carbon fibre conducts electricity and glass fibre does not. So if you put the 2 terminals on there and it goes beep at you or says 0, then you know you're dealing with carbon fibre. But to be honest, that does look like carbon fibre, so that's probably what it is. We've got, it's a hollow tube, I don't know, however long on there, and 2 little thin strips of carbon as well. We've got the main section in here. We've got a funny odd piece to go somewhere. I'm guessing that's the back motor mount here as well. We'll try and mock her up as well in a few moments. We get a nice piece of black core flute, which I'm guessing is the, yeah, it's the same width as the centrifuge. Let's have a quick look. That's another little bay for something as well. We'll move that one out of the way. Neil says, is it safe for children to watch? Yes, it is. Although I may swear at some point. I probably already have. It's just the way it is, I'm afraid. We got another piece of thin core flute and 2 push rods as well. Nice and simple. Some decent, happy days, look at those. Yeah, we got some decent control horns, metal clevises to go on the end of the push rods, screws, and by the looks of it, a motor mount as well. And I think that's it for the box. So let's file the box out of the way and see what we got in here. Camel says, what did he buy? I bought the wife a Mother's Day present. By the way, those of you which are in the United Kingdom, panic stations, it's Mother's Day on Sunday. So buy her a wing, in short, will go down fabulously well. So, now, me and the wife had a chat earlier and said, you can have anything you want, long as it's on Amazon, because it's Friday today. I think, is it Friday today? I don't even know what day of the week it is. Anyway, let's have a quick nose at this. So underneath what we've got is, I wonder if we can open these up and we'll quickly just stuff them in so you can get an idea of what this wing's like. And again, I've seen a couple of photographs. I think it was a prototype which was on the Facebook group. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look, Natch. Oh, can someone do us a favour and for Kevin let him know that it's a flyingwings.co.uk F3 Shadow in the chat. That would be fantastic if you could, because he's at work and he's got no audio in the background. So I'll tell you what, I'm just going to jam these in here. Yeah, that looks like that goes in there, alright. What else we got going on here? So this is the part where we work out which part's the back and which part's the front. Now I can see there's part of the tube which is left from the cutting process, which is no big surprise. I'm sure that'll poke out like it just did. Camel says, what happened to the big Sky Hunter? Now the mini Sky Hunter, which is not mini by any stretch of the imagination, and you saw how small the micro Sky Hunter is. The mini one is here somewhere. The tail booms are down here. Give you a heads up, there's the tail booms. It's still a work in progress, to be honest. So we did laminate the wings and they've come out bright green, which frankly honest, I absolutely hate. Really don't like the green covering film, but we'll go for it for the time being. So let's have a quick look. Right, let's put this together. I'm guessing there's a few carbon spars. I will be using, whatchamacallit on this one. Spit me words out, goop glue. I always use goop glue on EPP foam. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be, why this would react to goop glue. So I've used it on the little Hornet FPV wings. So having a quick look at that. It's a fair size wing. Let's move that round so you can have a look. And if I turn it, and obviously I've not only just rammed it together. What we got in there, we've got the main spar going down the back. We've got holes down here for the front for the spars to go down in. He says like that, so we'll have a pair of spars going down the front edge. Now, I am immediately thinking, and again, I know we've got those two pieces of, well, those couple of pieces of plastic which they've also included to go in there as well. But I am, if I'm frankly honest, I am actually thinking that maybe we need some cross support across the front of the nose, down in the nose area, just in case we do take a slap impact. And I wonder if that one of those pieces of core flute goes along the bottom, because that's a bit peculiar as they've got as far as the setup. Take it, that's the motor mount, which sits up there on the back. That's nice and straightforward. And that's a nice touch. Again, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. That is a nice touch that the nose area is being cut out. And the reason why I'm saying that's a nice touch is because that means that I can now cut into that, mould in, cut the hole out for the RunCam 2, which I'll stick in the nose, and the RunCam Owl Plus, because I really do like the RunCam Owl Plus, and I'll mount that up in there. It's much easier to do it in a smaller block. Get that in there and get that glued in as well. Now, there were some other parts here, which I am just going to quickly try and stuff together. Cool, Jeff, you're off to work. Have a good day at work, fella. Indeed. So let's get this one open, and again, like I said, I'm only just quickly sticking it together so we get an idea of what it's going to be like. Just stuff that in there. Let me get that one round that way. Cool. Oh, that side's decided to grip on. Actually, we could probably get most of this together here. It doesn't look like a complicated build by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just keeping an eye on the chat. So if you've got any questions about this, please do just ask. We'll get in there in a moment. Now I'm going to leave those two little plastic pieces out and stick those back in the bag. And we do get a cross brace, which I'm guessing goes in. Look at that! Don't know if you can see that. You've got a little arrow on the nose, and my hands are getting covered in absolute loads of black crap. So, oh, that's kind of it. I'll show you on the camera in a moment as soon as I get the other side of the wing on, and that will explain why there was a bit of play in that front cap area just a few moments ago. So. There we go, and I guess that sits in there. So there we go, and if I can hold this in one piece, there was that piece of black plastic, and I guess that goes like that somehow. Again, I'll need to read the instructions, but that's the rough layout on it. I'm not entirely sure how those winglets fit on. Like I said, I'll now go on and read the instructions. But that is the unboxing of the FlyingWings.co.uk F3 Flying Wing. It looks pretty cool here, to be honest. I am, if I'm frankly honest, a little bit concerned about the CFG, but reading the comments in the Facebook group, apparently with a 2.24S, or in my case, I've got a 1.8 graphene pack, which are invariably just the same weight. That seems to fit in there really well. By the time I've got the FPV camera on the front, again, I will be running quite a large motor on the back. What I'll personally be doing is pinning this one up. So I'll put the tape the elevons on to the wing. I'll tape on or pin on the winglets on either side. I'll tape up and pin at the front. I'll even go to the point of putting the ESC on there, the motor on there as well, putting the core flute in, and then roughly placing the camera in there, either with tape or pins just to hold it into one place. Then I'll find out whether we hit CG or not. And of course, that then means before I, or you, as the case may be, before you or I have put any glue in this model, we know that with the current configuration of components, whether we're going to hit CG or not. So because we haven't put any glue in there, that does mean that we know that, oh, if I move the servos back a touch, it will help me stop it being so nose heavy, for example. Or maybe if we need a little bit more weight in the nose, for example, we can bring the servos forward by an inch or so on both wings. Maybe we need to bring the video transmitter forwards a bit or move it back a bit. We're able to do that, and we're not committed to anything, because if we've just used tape and if you've just used pins just to put stuff on here so that you can hold it all roughly together, find out where the CFG is, and then with the components which you're putting onto your model. So for example, they in the on the website they're suggesting that I use a a 2836 2200 kV NTM prop drive. Now personally speaking, my experience has not been too good with those, especially the higher kV ones. And again, I want to give you a balanced opinion here, is that with the higher kV ones, the bearings do seem to go on them. But according to your feedback, and I did a video on this a short while ago about crappy bearings in an NTM motor, the general feedback was on the lower kV motors, bearings are perfectly fine. They're not being ragged so hard. Whereas in the higher kV ones, then we generally do rag the nuts off them. And the bearings do appear to be becoming a bit of an issue. Let's have a quick look. Joe says, what instructions was that? Yeah, it does come with some instructions. I'm more interested because I'm not entirely sure on the layout here. There's some holes here on the side and things like that. I will be checking the instructions, mainly to find the CG and get an idea on the suggested layout. So let's have a quick look. Shillong says, did he say how much they are? 50 quid. I think that's what I paid for it, 50 quid plus shipping. So I want to say about $75 approximately. If you go to a website called xe.com and then type in £50 sterling to USD, that will give you the latest conversion. I would estimate $70 to $75 approximately. So yeah, I like it. The one thing well, there's two things which are getting me at the moment. Number one is those winglets. They are of a very peculiar shape, to say the least. Yeah. And the other thing which is standing out to me is not this plastic material, which I've got black all over my hands right now, so that obviously needs to wipe down with some cleaner fluid or something. Is the actual depth of the wing. I don't know, have I got a ruler here somewhere? I did have one here on my desk somewhere, I'm sure. Let me go and grab the ruler a moment so I can give you a rough idea. Is the one bit which is getting me at the moment is the wing is like 12 inches deep. So the cord on it, if I bring it up, so from its nose to the motor mount on the back, is just over 12 inches, which is a very deep wing compared to the other wings which I've got here. That is really quite deep. So what impact that has on its flying abilities or its the way she handles in the sky, I genuinely don't know. I really don't know. The finish on the EPP is nothing short of fantastic. A quick rub down with a scouring pad, a sanding pad, and then we'll laminate it. I have got no idea on whatsoever on colour scheme for this one. I will be laminating it, that's for sure. At worst case, it will be a clear laminate, clear laminate. At best, it'll probably be black or, well, the colours I've got in here. It might be white, it could be pink, it could be green, it could be black, or it could be clear. So no idea on what laminate I'm going to be using just yet. Just moving on to your comments. So I'm looking down here on your comments. And by the way, you can see the comments, the live comments which are coming in as they come in here as well. Plus GoPro mounting, happy days Jeff. Let's have a quick look in there. Nice day flying tomorrow. Happy days in England. Well done, RC Aviation. Should be a nice glider. Yeah, it could be curious. I genuinely don't know how it's going to react, to say the least. So, yeah, bigger wing, more lift. It's quite a nice cord on there. If you take a look at that, if you just look at the profile, and then if you look on the side on, that's going to have a decent amount of lift. And again, if I turn it round upside down, on that side, they've obviously changed it down to another profile on the bottom. That's going to give a fair amount of lift. So, yeah, first impressions, it's going to be quite floaty. So whether that means if it's going to be efficient in the sky, again, actually thinking about it, it's got quite a thick cord, so we are going to hit a bit of a barrier with the upper speeds on this one. So it's not a thin little cord like something like that. If we put that one up as a comparison, you'll see how thin that cord is. It's super thin. This is about twice as thick, but to be fair, then we can fit a twice as big, well, 4 or 5 times the size of the motor on what we've got on the back of that one. So we're going to stick a fair amount of copper on the back of it to give it plenty of thrust. But how it handles, I don't know. First impressions, it could be quite floaty. But what do I need to prepare? Go and read the instructions. Tape on and pin up all the components which I'm going to be put on there. Find out if we hit CG or not. If we don't hit CG, I'll move some things around until we do, and then mark out, cut out, and get this thing built. So yeah, look out for this one in the next couple of weeks, in short. So quick note, shameless plug, if you're not already subscribed, there is a subscribe button underneath this video. Where it says Matthew Ogborn, click on the red subscribe and you'll get notified the moment I got some more info on this wing. Let's have a quick look. Chris says long cord equals more drag, will be relatively slow wing. Thick and slow is what Joe's also saying as well. Yeah, it's going to be curious to see what this one flies like. It really is. It doesn't like, it's not any, let's have a quick look. The Reflex 38 is quite a chunky cord, but quite a chunky wing cord, but then it's quite narrow in comparison. The FG36, which is down there in process, then that's like more forwards, and the wing is thinner as well. Yeah, it's going to be curious. So yeah, I'll let you know on the progress on this one. Like I said, I will go and read the instructions, get it pinned up, see if we hit CG with the components, and then it's going to be glue up time, and we'll get it laminated and get her in the sky. So with that said, if you've got any questions about the FlyingWings F3 Shadow wing, please do just ask in the comments section underneath this video. Do note, I did buy this one out of my own cash for my own use and abuse, and we will find out what it's like in the sky very shortly. So on that note, I will actually wrap up, but I'm going to quickly answer the question. RC Aviation says, how do you charge your Lipos and store them at the moment? So I bought in the Hobby King Black Friday Cyber Monday sale one of the big 4 quad core chargers. It was about 150 quid, I think. Fantastic value for money. Super quiet. But the one thing is the power supply which I'm using is rather big. It came out of a HP ProLiant server, and it makes quite a bit of noise. And as far as Lipo storage, I'll show you. Because basically Lipos are nothing short of small bombs or incendiary devices. And just to make the point, that's what the Lipos get stored in. So yeah, I do take the storage kind of like a little bit seriously now, because before they were all just stacked up in the window. So ammo box, 23 quid from a surplus store, bargain. Stick that in there, it ain't going anywhere. So it is what it is. And there's people which say about drilling holes in them and stuff to let the gases escape. To be frankly fucking honest, is that if one of the Lipos goes in one of those boxes, a small little hole ain't going to make a lot of difference, because there's a shed load of other Lipos in there, and you are basically dealing with an incendiary bomb, and it's going to go off, and all that's going to do is keep the heat and stuff in one place. So yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, I hope that helps RC Aviation. If you haven't, like I said, time for me to go. If you've got any questions, please just ask. Literally just been and turned up with me today. Yeah, it's going to be fun. No idea what it flies like. Like I said, subscribe if you're curious to see what it's going to be like. And on that note, if you've enjoyed this live session, do me a favour, press the thumbs up icon underneath this video, and it's time for me to go. And I'd like to say a massive thank you for joining me and the F3 Shadow live to find out what it's like. And on that note, it's time for me to go. If it's the morning, have a fantastic morning. If it's the evening like it is here in the United Kingdom, have a good evening. And on that note, for myself, Matt, cheerios!